I made fire! And now my fire is like smoke. For years, the House of Gucci has sat on my bookshelf. I never had any clue how it got there or what it was supposed to be about, and I never really gave it a second thought until I heard that they're making a movie from it. So I thought I might as well investigate, seeing I somehow have this book. When I opened it up, I discovered it's actually my mum's friend's book, which means I've been holding it hostage for nearly a decade. So don't loan me any books. The front cover of this book really set it up to be quite interesting. It says, "The House of Gucci, a sensational story of murder, madness, glamour, and greed." And I was like, hell yeah, Bold and the Beautiful, sign me up. This book is a good 350 pages long. I read the first 100 pages in one evening because I was trying to get through this book in 3 days so I could give it back to my mum's friend when I saw her. It could not be done. The book opens with the murder of Maurizio Gucci, and you're sort of reading that first couple of pages going, this is actually really interesting. I wonder why he got murdered. I'm drawn into this story, but within a page and a half, 2 pages, it becomes a really dense business history and family genealogy lesson. If they hadn't actually started with that scene of Maurizio's murder, you would be completely disheartened because the first couple of chapters had absolutely nothing to do with this sensational story of murder, madness, glamour, and greed. My fire is broken. So while the genealogy and business history is important to the story, and you can kind of see how the movie is going to take those threads and weave them together, it could have been filtered down hugely, and the only thing that kept me going was the promise of the cover that this was going to be a fascinating, scintillating story. Okay, you need context, and okay, you need to know who these people are for the story to make sense. But it took 100 pages for it to get to Maurizio Gucci taking over. And that's just not necessary. And the level of detail was out of control. So it was hard enough to keep track of all the moving parts of the Gucci family because there were so many of them, and we were looking at the history of the business over 3 generations and their spouses and all of that sort of thing. But then they were adding in details about someone they were buying products from, or someone they were working with, or a lawyer they met, and a conversation that was had. And there were just so many people it was hard to keep track of, and also kind of like, why do I need to know that? So let me give you a rundown of the family genealogy, and I'm going to make it brief because it doesn't need to be that long. And my fire's broken again. It was so good, and now my fire is dead. We're Australians, we don't do well below 15 degrees. Aldo Gucci is one of the second generation Gucci brothers. He divides up 10% of his Gucci shares and gives them to his kids early on. Rodolfo is his brother, and he only has one child, Maurizio. And when Maurizio marries Patricia, they basically become very, very estranged because Rodolfo questions his son's partner's intentions towards them and thinks that she's basically a gold digger. Because Aldo gives up some of his shares in Gucci early on to his kids, it creates so much drama, particularly with one of the sons, Paolo, who will be played by Jared Leto in the movie. Rodolfo learns from the family drama created by Aldo and refuses to give Maurizio his 50% shares until he's almost dead. Maurizio and Patricia are going to be played by Adam Driver and Lady Gaga in the movie. Once the third generation of Gucci owners get involved, all hell basically breaks loose because they all have different ideas. Maurizio has 50% shares, and the other shares are divided between Aldo, who's still alive for quite a while, and his children. And so what Maurizio does is he goes to Paolo and offers him a deal. And at this point, Paolo is the black sheep of the family who sued his family a couple of times because he wants to start businesses of his own using the Gucci name, and they don't want that to happen. And it's basically a whole bunch of drama where Paolo just kind of ends up getting screwed by everyone and ends up with fairly minimal finances compared to everybody else. The other reason Maurizio manages to become the head of Gucci while Aldo is still alive, even though Aldo was a huge force behind the success of Gucci, particularly in the States, is because Aldo has committed serious tax fraud in the States. As I said, Paolo, who is going to be played by Jared Leto, has sued his family a couple of times, and one of the reasons that his father Aldo ends up in such a pickle over the tax is because Paolo used his rights as a partial owner in Gucci with the 3% shares to go through the finances, and he discovers all the dodgy things that his father has done, siphoning off cash, not paying tax, cashing checks for his personal account, things like that. And so he basically lights the fire as a revenge move because his father has stopped him from getting the businesses that he wanted to get off the ground and from having the say in Gucci that he wanted to have. So basically, Paolo is the family's black sheep and a total loose cannon. And Maurizio made a deal with him in order to take control of the company when Aldo was about 80 and was dealing with all these tax issues with the States. So in exchange for helping his cousin out by giving him his 3% vote, what Maurizio had promised Paolo was a 49% stake in a new company he was setting up, Gucci Licensing. And then at the last minute, when they were about to sign all the paperwork, Maurizio decided to screw over Paolo. You might be wondering, why did Maurizio need to join forces with Paolo to get what he wanted to progress the company if it was within the best interests of the company? Well, Aldo and his other two children were a bit more conservative and they were happy with the status quo. They're at the final hurdle. They're about to sign on the dotted line for Gucci Licensing, and Paolo's about to get the 49% his cousin promised him in exchange for voting in favor of Maurizio's ideas and in favor of him becoming the head of Gucci. And at the last minute, Maurizio pulls the plug, screws Paolo, and kicks off Family Feud round 357. My thigh is broken again. Maurizio actually screws Paolo by conspiring with his other two cousins, so he deliberately gets an already volatile family situation and stirs it up big time. At the same time, his marriage to Patrizia is falling apart. And some of that is because she's a very controlling woman who's always telling him what to do, and they're living this large, glamorous life, and he suddenly decides he wants freedom. When Maurizio screws Paolo, he does so by conspiring with his other two cousins, Aldo's other two children. So he takes an already volatile family situation and messes it up even more. So if you are starting to think the Gucci family sound like they might not be the smartest, I think you might be right. Maurizio continues to work and to grow Gucci in his chosen direction. At the same time, his marriage to Patrizia is falling apart. He feels that she is very domineering, that she's always telling him what to do and how he should run the company, what products he should bring in, and so he makes his bid for freedom and separates from her, but decides to kind of string her along by keeping up appearances. But because he's not a very confrontational person, he sends someone else in to tell her her marriage is over. So it's kind of the equivalent of breaking up with someone on a Gucci post-it. There are basically so many times in this book that Maurizio Gucci wimped out. He didn't want to tell his wife that it was over, so he sent someone else to do it. Hundreds of business decisions, he sent somebody else to do the dirty work and to deliver the bad news. He just basically sounds like he was immature and maybe not the smartest. Basically, the House of Gucci is about immaturity, greed, and highly dysfunctional relationships. In terms of what I think is going to be in the movie, they're obviously, if they've got names like Gaga and Adam Driver and Jared Leto, going to be focusing on the actual murder of Maurizio and the demise of his relationship with Patrizia and the screwing over of Paolo, because that's going to make a really interesting dynamic. And you're certainly not going to be focusing on the family history and the business history like the book does, because no one's going to want to see that movie. And why would you pay for Gaga to be a 8th ranked character. Where it gets more interesting is that Maurizio is clearly dumb and hasn't worked out that Paolo is the loose cannon. So Paolo goes back into his old tricks, goes investigating Gucci finances, essentially throws Maurizio under the bus, and Maurizio is forced to flee Italy to avoid problems with the taxman once again. And because he's been such a douche to his ex-wife so far, Patrizia refuses to bring their children to come and see him after he's done all these antics, like locking her out of the house over the years and breaking up with her on a Gucci post-it. And so I think a lot of the movie is going to focus on that kind of explosion of that relationship. And I think it's going to basically be like Lady Gaga, Adam Driver, and Jared Leto star in The Bold and the Beautiful, with excellent fashion and a lot more money. You might be thinking, that book sounds hella interesting. Well, it's not. I actually stopped reading at this point, so I can't tell you any more about what happens or what happens to Maurizio, other than I think that stupidity probably got them all. Not that that's ever an excuse for murdering people, but if you see that your cousin is diabolical and has even screwed over his own father, don't screw over your cousin, because he's going to come for you if he came for his father. This book went on tangents all the time. You got random people's CVs and they weren't really relevant. You had conversations with lawyers that weren't really relevant or that didn't really add to the overall story. Sure, it might be part of the history, but it weren't really necessary. You had huge details on the family business and like the guy who supplied the leather and where they got the leather from and how the leather was done and what happened with the relationship with that leather man, and who cares? It just felt like the author had done an extensive amount of research into the Gucci family and their history and their genealogy and how things went down, and she wanted to prove it to you. And I just don't think it was necessary. I think this book would have been so much more interesting even if that had been edited down a little bit, because at the moment, a sensational story of murder, madness, glamour, and greed, it's like the slowest burn in the history of mankind. Kind of like this crappy fire. This is not the sensationalized version of the Gucci family history, which is totally what the movie is going to be. And I actually think the movie is going to be really interesting. I really think that if they take all the threads and the family drama and lace in a bit of that family history, I think it's actually going to be a super interesting movie. I mean, sure, it's going to be Hollywoodized and it's going to be a bit Bold and the Beautiful, but this book is a snooze fest. I really wanted to finish this book because I could see that there was an interesting family history there. I could see there was an interesting story there. But it basically got killed by shoving excessive amounts of research down your throat and making the book very, very slow paced when actually quite a lot of things happened. You just didn't need to know every tiny detail of every dealing and every relationship. So ultimately I couldn't do it. Life's too short and I had to stop reading it. I hope you've enjoyed this review of Sara Gay Forden's The House of Gucci, which as a book I think is incredibly well researched. It's just way too detailed and it goes on for too long. And it's not what the cover advertises it as. If you were looking for a book that is about the Gucci family history and their business in detail, then this is your book. It is not a sensational story of murder, madness, glamour, and greed. Or maybe it is, and it just takes way too long to get there. Either way, I think it's going to make a really, really interesting movie, especially when you've got the caliber of actors that they've got currently filming The House of Gucci. And I'll go and see that movie. I'm really excited about it. I'm just never picking this thing back up again. If you've read The House of Gucci by Sara Gay Forden, let me know below in the comments what you thought. Don't forget to like this video and to subscribe to my channel. You can check me out on Instagram and Twitter at @PipCoombs. If you're a YA reader and you love books like the Harry Potter series, the Shadowhunter series, then definitely check out my books, which are part of the Phoenix series. The first 2 have been released. The third one will be released very soon. First one is The Hunted and the second one is A Night Rises. Definitely check them out if you love a good YA book. Now that my fire has finally got going, I'm gonna go and enjoy it. Thank you for watching this video and I'll see you soon. This book is boring as Toodaloo!